I'm Daniel. I'm a dad with a 7-month-old baby boy on my hands. I will share my stories and learnings from being a father throughout this podcast.
I'm Marcus. I have 3 kids. A 2-year-old girl, a 4-year-old boy, and a 6-year-old boy.
So without further ado,
Podcast.
let's get to it. So, here's the question for today. Is it better to be the fun dad or the strict dad?
That's easy. Of course, being the fun dad all the way. I mean, kids get one childhood. And I'm not going to be spending barking in orders like a, I don't know, drill sergeant or something.
Yeah, but if all you do is fun, what happens? Chaos. Bedtimes, gone. Homework, forgotten. Dinner, what would it be? Ice cream sandwiches.
You make all that sound so bad.
Yeah, and it is bad. Look, I'm not saying you can't have fun, but kids needs rules. They need a sense of order. If you don't give it to them, they don't feel safe.
I get that, but think back when you were a kid. Do you remember the nights where your dad made you brush your teeth exactly at 7:45? Is it the nights where he actually let you stay up late and watch the movie together?
Of course, and when I actually look back, I think I remember the both of them. Of course, the late evenings watching movie were much funnier compared to ones when I had to go to bed exactly 7 p.m. whatsoever. But now that I'm a dad as well, I think it's better to try to be the fun dad, but also to remember at the same time that to some extent, boundaries are love and could be fun at the same time.
I'll say, yeah, I get where you're coming from. It's like a time management issue where
Exactly.
you have to put like extra time off and you can still make it fun. I mean, bubbles in the bathtub is always taking half an hour longer, but if you have half an hour on your hand, then what's the problem, man?
Exactly, and I can 100% agree on that it's like matter of scheduling and planning ahead. Because if you don't have time to plan something and some unexpected things happen and it ruins your whole planned idea, then you need to improvise. And sometimes that makes you be like a strict dad instead. Because now we're past the bedtime already. We don't know what to do. So we just have to tell them like, okay, like we're past bedtime. We should be bed already. So now it's time to go to bed. And if the kid doesn't feel like it, then we need to take some sort of role in order to make it happen.
Absolutely. Like calm and order.
Yeah.
I remember a few times where we were going to bed over their bedtime.
Yeah.
And this resulted in tantrums, first from one, then from the other. And it was like a domino effect because it has nothing to do with the actual situation or what we are whining or crying about. It has something to do with we are very tired and we are not capable of interpreting this situation in the right way. So I would also say it's a hard fine line because sometimes it's a good and positive thing to go with them on the journey.
Yeah.
I mean, as late as today, I sat down with the middle one, and we were at the beach. He was having a meltdown over, I think it was some sand castle or toy situation or whatever. And we were walking. I was taking him up because he was keep screaming, and there was no reason for it.
Yeah.
And we were walking towards the car, and I was telling him like, listen, we can talk about what happened. But now we are going to the car to go home. We stop the minute you stop crying. But if you keep screaming and keep crying, we're going to move towards the car where when we reach there, we're going home.
Yeah.
So he was aware about the settings and the situations very quickly, and he calmed down very quickly.
That's very good because you give them the option and the timeline, like, and what to say, like you give them the chance to change their behavior and actually think about like what they are doing. Does it have any sense in it whatsoever? So that's amazing thing to do.
Yeah, you're right. It kind of make them remember why they did it.
Exactly.
and then evaluate the whole situation with you.
Exactly.
And as long, I think, as you recognize that the feeling was there, because it definitely was, and it was probably overwhelming, and it was probably not so nice to have at the moment when it was going on. And we ended up, of course, I stopped the second he stopped with the crying.
Yeah.
We were talking and we were drying the eyes, and we were agreeing on when we come back what situation we would like to have. And we came back, and we played there for another 1.5 hour.
It's amazing.
It was really cool.
Yeah, and that's very important as a dad to keep those small promises as well, because later on, when the same or similar situation happens, they get the chance to think back like, okay, last time I had a tantrum, we were about to go home, but when we stopped and thought about it and did exactly the opposite, we could stay and have even more fun. So that's a
Exactly.
very important thing to do. And I try to remember these sort of examples even with my son as well, even though he's much younger, but he's at the stage of, growing up and stepping into the toddler phase where he actually some sort of understands what people are talking around him, and he can read the room with everyone's like body language, tone of voice and everything. So even during late nights when we are supposed to go to bed, if we aren't calm enough with the mom and we're trying to, play with him and everything, and then tell like, okay, now it's time to go to bed. Of course, my son is just gonna keep on playing, waving at the toys, keep screaming at us. But if we do exactly the opposite and be calm by ourselves, also, it's gonna be much easier to calm the baby down and actually like go with the planned schedule, I would say.
Agreed. And I think to some extent, it also very important for the parents, both of them, but to do some of these everyday exercises as our morning, evening routines, how we sleep, how long we sleep. Because if you're not there when they wake up, I mean, I've been away a long time of my kids' sleeping periods and most of their start of their day.
Yeah.
And that is quite the opposite of what you call a normal day, where you have the time in the afternoon every day with your kids. You eat, you make the homework, you do all these things.
Exactly.
So it's quite opposite, and I have a lot of time with them in the weekends. But I would say it again is a balance of looking at yourself in the mirror in such a in such a reality check that you are able to teach yourself how to raise your kids while doing it. It's probably the easiest way I can say it.
Yeah, that's very well said. And I have a question for you that what do you think, like, especially when you're, let's say, weekdays are so out, like you said, out of an ordinary, in quotes, that when the weekend comes and you have all the possible time to spend with your kids as well, are you like willing or trying to push out the schedules and routines that you guys are having on the weekdays as well? Or, like you said, being as a fun dad, do you try to make it a little bit out of an ordinary thing and have a little bit more fun with them, maybe?
There's a difference from the beginning to now, and in the beginning, I would probably 100% the fun dad that have. I would say the air of the balloon has gone off over the years, and I'm still the fun dad, but I am not. If you probably ask my wife, would be the same fun dad as I was in the beginning. That doesn't mean that I can't have fun and in every situation take the positive thing out of it. That just mean that I'm probably a little more calmed down and not so busy trying to make fun, and more, like you said, evaluating your own situation a little bit and resonating over what just happened, instead of just that was how it was because of the French fries was cold, or something like that. So I would say, in a positive way, it has been a redirection from fun dad to more reflective dad, and that had made a positive impact on my time with them in the weekends, to from just being let's get out, burn energy, to actually thoughtful quests of the weekend that means something more than just a trip somewhere, but can be, like you say, routines. It can be slogans, quotes, whatever, songs,
Yeah,
whatever can impact them in a positive way, where I want them to go without interfering in their being kids in such a way that they can be it.
for sure. And of course, that must come with the experience. For example, like you said, it's so much different now compared to where you were like a few years
180.
ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm looking forward to that one as well, especially when my kid grows up a little bit and starts to show his own opinions more about certain things.
But you will quickly see there is no own opinions. There is just us, like what
Let's
is.
say reflected opinions
Yeah, it's
and
like
habits.
I kind of believe that what's inside of us, man, woman, is the same. We have some kind of soul that is coming from the same place, received in the same time, and we have to learn to play this life game from zero,
Yeah.
everybody. And when you look at it like that, and you're presenting a new soul in a avatar that you created, the avatar with your wife, and you have to learn them to help themselves and survive in this world we are in. It's a whole different game, because it is not their opinion. It is your opinion, your wife's opinion, your grandma's opinion, your teachers in the class opinions, their closest three friends' opinions, the TV show they watch opinions, their opinions about the food they are consuming, and the activity they engage in.
Yeah, of course. So it's molded by everything happening around them. That makes a lot of sense, of course. But when time goes on, of course, they learn how to interpret that experience and then start to think by their own, like, okay, how do I feel about this, etc.
Absolutely, and I believe that the more you engage in helping them interpret what the fuck is going on,
Yeah.
bro, man, I have a body and it's making weird sounds and noises. It's making weird feelings and sensations. It's acting up in so many different ways. I'm growing as fuck. I have pain in my bones. There's many things. And if we can engage in that a little bit more, I wouldn't say on an adult or matured level, but more on their level, on an unmature, straight up, raw, no filtered level, that this is happening to you, man. And it's not just pat on the head and aspirin in the glass. No fucking way.
Yeah.
This is something happening, and you have to be taught about what is happening to your body, what is going on. Why when you put sugar in, this happen? Why when you put this in, this happen? Why when you do this happen?
Exactly.
Kids are sponges, and they would love to learn if you just want to teach them.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe the more practical thing to say is that, of course, when you have routines and schedules during the days, and especially on the weekends, it helps so much more to be the fun dad, because you know how the day is about to go, and how should we do things according to it. So let's say, again, in quotes, that nothing unexpected happens and ruins it for us.
Agreed. And so here's where I land. If you lean too hard into strict, you kill joy. But if you lean too hard into fun, you kill respect.
Yeah, so it's all about balancing out the strict and the fun dad parts, and that's very difficult thing to do, because even us as a fathers, we necessarily don't know time to time, like, which one is better or where we at
I would
in the spectrum, kinda.
I would bet to disagree. Maybe also because it's a little bit early in your kid's age.
Yes.
You haven't had it yet, but you're gonna have moments with your kids where it all is like, it's just like, it can be anywhere, but you just experience a moment where you laugh a little bit over what they said. It was so truthful that you are like trying to make sense in your own head, because it's too truthful, it's too right, it's too spot on. You know what it meant, they know what it meant. You're both like connecting on a level that is so beyond what is like everyday shit.
Yeah,
And these moments is what you live and die for. This is where you feel like everything is connected, locked right. You said the right thing, they said the right thing, you heard the right thing, they heard the right thing. The outcome is just so beautiful.
I can imagine it sounds fucking beautiful, man. Also at the same time, so I'm looking forward to those type of moments as well, especially later on when my son grows up a little bit.
And if you sit out there and can reflect or relate to some of these things, have stories of your own, of especially these blissful moments, we would love to hear about it. The dark side of this is that there is also ways to go in a everyday without being able to see these special moments. So don't fear if you sit and think, I have a 5 or 10 year old and I don't feel like I can relate. This is all about perception and all about where you put your focus. Because I think we both been there where we were tired, we were overdriven, we took the wrong decisions,
Yeah,
said
kind
the
of
wrong
going with the
things.
autopilot.
Exactly. Kind of when you sit with your phone in your hand and your kid is coming and you're not putting it down right away, then you know it's wrong.
Exactly. But of course, in those type of moments, sometimes you might be tired and, you know, not caring about the effects so much. But when you realize it later on, oh, holy shit, then you start to think about it backwards. And this comes to that guilt a little bit, like we talked in the
Absolutely.
previous episode, you know.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's all about finding the sweet spot
It
with these
is.
things.
And I believe also that it is from the day one you become a dad. It's a fine balance between accepting a new responsibility, a new reality, a new you, and still maintaining the role of the leader, of the man, of the provider and caretaker in the family.
Absolutely. So, of course, like it matters a lot, like how you see yourself as a father, as a husband, as a man, and you gotta live according to that as well. Because if you think you are the provider, you're a good husband and a father at the same time, and you're willing to take care of the family, you have to make sure that, of course, your kids feel like that they are willing to respect you and they feel that they are safe around you as a father. So you need to be a little bit both.
Funny situation from the beach today earlier. They were both like in a very high gear of energy, either overdrive or sugar driven.
Yeah.
And they were like running around on the beach screaming and being annoying to each other and screaming more and I couldn't help and this is again back to the dad guilt or like the insecurities we can have.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help wondering myself. I don't give a shit, but what is people thinking when they sit around listening to this? Because I'm used to this energy level. I'm used to this chaos. I'm used to this like jumping in the sofas, trying to do whatever science experiment we can with a straw, water, and a cup with the dog or whatever it could be.
Yeah.
But they are not necessarily. And I can absolutely put myself in a position for people who not interested in getting kids. So I could maybe imagine there were some people sitting there, thinking like, holy shit, this is loud. This is ruining my night out,
For sure, for some people it must be very fucking annoying, but they don't live in the same world, so who gives a shit? I would
Absolutely.
say.
Absolutely. And we again all have to in somewhat way have to be able to give space for each other. But
Yeah.
I still think that these situations only come up because that I am in doubt about my own abilities. Because in reality, I know I'm doing a great job. You know, you're doing a great job, and we're doing the best we can. So if we can reflect a little, evolve a little every day, and again back to this with being grateful
Yes.
about the small things in life, that we just be able to see our family, wake up with them every day, see our kids, be able to have an impact on their day, because we all know that the start of your day, the first hour is the most important for how your outcome of the rest of the day is going.
Mhm.
So just that we have that opportunity. We also have the opportunity when we do that hour to actually choose what is they consuming in their body for the first time when they break the fast as breakfast. Is it cereal with milk and sugar, or is it eggs and proper meat, or vegetables, or what are we giving them?
Exactly. And now we're going to the very exciting topics to talk about, especially later on. Like what are the things that our kids are consuming? What should they consume regarding the food, the entertainment, and everything?
Absolutely, and we're gonna return to that in a later episode. Next episode is gonna be episode 4. We are quite excited that we been so fast, I would say, to actually,
Put this
from
all up.
exactly from sitting at the work discussing this whole situation to actually ordering the mics and sitting here.
Exactly. Going on the episode number 3 already, and soon about to be number 4.
About episode 4, the lost treasure of fatherhood, we will have some tips and tricks. We will have some relatable stories about the sleep of a kid, first time as a father.
Dad, and then what? Real talk, real dads. Life hits hard, but we bounce right back. We grow, we learn, we laugh on the track. Dad, and then what? Yeah, we got your back. Every day's a mission, but we stay in the fight. From diapers to doubts to the late night life. Real men talk, we don't keep it inside. Tune in, level up, bring the dad wave vibe. And what? The podcast.